Let me just get the. Oh, and I see you got your coffee there too. So
Yeah, I should have bought you one this morning. I
yeah,
don't know
see,
how to
I'll
do
buy
that.
yours today. No,
I'll
no
follow a
worries.
link or whatever you do, and I'll get you a coffee.
I owe you coffee, man.
Okay, I'll take
Oh, good deal.
it.
Good deal, David. All right. So we are recording live. So welcome,
Thank you.
David and Helen, your wife. Of course, she can't be with us here today, but congratulations on the closing
Thank you.
of your new property in Belize. So tell us about it.
Yes, well, so we've taken a lot about half a mile north of Secret Beach. It's a 60 foot by 130-foot lot, I think, right on the beach there. So yeah, I've never done anything like that before. I'm not much of a gambler. And if I hit the blackjack tables in Vegas, I'll probably play for half an hour. If I'm up 50%, I'll say, let's go spend that on a meal, and that would be it for the whole of Vegas trip. So that's as safe as I am. And my wife, who's an ex-lawyer, is even safer than me. She's the one that reins me in when she thinks I'm going too wild. So, Dennis, I think you must be a bit of a wizard, because to convince us to go and buy a lot in Central America when I hadn't even heard of Belize 18 months ago.
Oh my goodness.
And then you've done something right. I mean,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
So you guys. So what made you even start to get Belize on the radar? Like, how did it come into your world?
yeah, so I'll try and keep this short, but 3.5 years ago, I realized that with my business, I run my own company, but with my business, I could obtain an American business visa. I have 3 children, and I said, look, we've got this opportunity to go and visit another part of the world. So we got a 5-year business visa, and we lived in San Diego for 3 years. And just absolutely loved it. And if I could immigrate to the US, I would do that. But unfortunately, taxes and everything else, it means I can't do it. So we've returned to England during COVID, save a little bit of money and everything else. But while we were in the States, I said to my wife, well, if we can't live in the States permanently, where else could we live in the world? We can bounce around Europe. We could maybe live in Spain, expats in Spain. Where else can we live? And so she went on Google, and we were driving into Vons, into the supermarket. And she said, oh, well, you can go and live in Belize. And I went, huh, where's that? She said, British Honduras. And I said, well, of course, I've heard of British Honduras. It's where our British troops train for jungle warfare, right? So
Right.
why would I want to go there? Isn't that the drug capital of the world? She goes, it is, but we can go there. So a few days later, I just Googled it again. So that was because we were just having a bit of a laugh about it. And this is quite interesting. And there's a lot of people going down there from the US and from England and Germany. And the more I looked into it, then I discovered you online as well. Then I looked at price of properties, and it all kind of fitted together like a jigsaw eventually. And and here we are. We ended up buying a lot, and actually the lot that we bought, I think it was the last parcel of land that had road access. I think there was 2 left.
Yeah.
And when you did your video that morning,
Yeah.
my wife was still asleep, and I took her a cup of tea to wake her up and I said, we were thinking about buying some land, possibly. Yeah, we've talked about it. Well, there's 2 left. I said, what do you mean? I said, there's 2 left in the area that we want to buy in on the beach. Do you want to do it? And she rubbed her eyes and went, I'll go on then.
Really?
And she's never done that before. She's never been that reactive and that quick to make a decision like that before. But I think she trusts me. She knew I'd researched it a lot and just said, oh, if you think it's right, go and do it.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I
Man,
love
what a
her, I
story.
love her for
So,
that
so
way she just did that.
you've never been to Belize.
No, oh no,
You
never. Still haven't been.
And yet, I won't give away what you paid for the lot, but you invested a significant amount of money on a beachfront property that you've never saw before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're not wealthy like that at all. We both still work. That's a lot of our savings that will be going there. But the research I was doing on it, I was looking into the Airbnb market. So COVID's made us realize that we needed to change our lives some way. I've lived in England for 45 years of my 49 years, and I'm bored. I'm really bored here. and I know that the planet's actually not very big, but we owe it to ourselves to go and see some more of it or do more with our lives. And actually, I was just going to the States for 3 years. It was really easy. I mean, San Diego's beautiful. It's a great place to live. But there's other places we can go and visit. So I did think we could continent hop, that's what I call it now. I want to continent hop all year. 3 or 4 times a year, we can go and live in Belize for 3 months. We can live in Australia for 2, 3 months, Philippines and the US, or wherever we want to go. We can rent out our property in Belize. It's a great location. It'll be a 4-bedroom property, off grid, Tesla power walls, rainwater, eco-friendly, super property. And with that, we can hopefully bounce around the planet. COVID's shown us that the kids can do online schooling as well. So we're not tied to a place. And actually, they've done really well. When we were locked down, their schooling was remarkably good online using Zoom, as we're using now. And they're getting a bit older now. And we just want to show them some of the planet and do something different.
That's awesome. That's incredible. I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people looking at Belize because you're right. And it's a lot of Americans, Canadians are buying properties, but also recently, Europe seems to have discovered Belize more and more. And I don't know if it's showing up in your news feeds or what it is, but we had a couple yesterday from Slovakia, a young couple from Slovakia purchased.
Great.
We had a couple people in France buy, sight unseen. And what was the other one? Belgium. We have a couple from Belgium
Yeah.
who are looking just to move their period. I mean, they're like got their tickets,
Yeah.
bought the property, and are just completely relocating.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I know that as a Briton, Brexit has made me think differently, because I would have considered possibly living in Toulouse or somewhere south of France, somewhere like that. Italy. I've lived in Denmark before, love Denmark, but I'm looking for sunshine, actually warmth, and something a little more exotic. So that was perfect. But yeah, I think attitudes are changing. It's like when people in the 60s realized they could get on a jumbo jet and go to France from Britain or wherever within an hour or two. I think travel it's still relatively inexpensive, but I think Airbnb has really changed things. It's really changed things for us, actually, knowing that I'm not going to be spending oodles of money on hotels. And I don't want that hotel life either. If I'm going to go around the planet, I don't want to be in a big hotel. I want to be part of the culture. And you can get $100 rooms, 2-bedroom properties anywhere you like, or $50 or $200 if you want to splash out a little bit. And it enables that travel for anybody with a little bit of cash in their pocket. It's really changed. So maybe that's changing lives, and also making money from Airbnb. That wasn't a thing a decade ago.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when do you think you guys will actually plan a trip over and kind of see
yeah.
and check things out?
I'm hoping we're out of lockdown in England early December, and with the rapid testing now, I'm thinking maybe January, February. I think the property build will be about 2 years
Okay.
from when we initiate. We get the architect on board. It sounds like a long time, but I think I need that length of time just to get my head round to. I've got a lot of worries, but that's part of the adventure, part of the excitement is, the size of the property, the caretaker that we potentially take on, all those sorts of things, golf cart, skipper's license for the boat. If I wanted, I've never been there.
Yeah.
How far is my nearest shop or market? I know I'm going to have to do a shop daily or every other day. How does my trash get from half a mile north of Secret Beach to San Pedro? And we've discussed that as well. Lots of possibilities of that sort of thing. So, but that's the fun of it. I love that challenge.
Yeah.
It's making my life more interesting.
Well, I'm really excited to work with you on the plans, because when it comes to Airbnbs, again, they changed my life. For the fact, for fun, Steph and I will go to our Airbnb page, and look at the last 5 years of rentals and go, oh my goodness, you remember when we stayed there?
Yeah.
And you don't have that with a hotel, right? A hotel comes and goes, plus it's so impersonal. But especially in Belize, it's really important to think about the layout of the house and how it functions. Because right now, most Airbnbs are just converted homes. You leave your home, they come in your home. But if you have the opportunity to build a home, having it in mind, it's going to be for your family, but also for renters. There are so many little things you can do that greatly increase the desirability, right?
Yeah.
Creating private spaces,
Mhm.
little wings where you can separate the grandparents from the kids, little detached units if
Exactly.
possible.
Yeah,
The inclusion of bicycles, kayaks, fishing poles,
that's right. Yeah.
little things like that. You
Yeah,
know,
I intend to put a gym by the side of the pool. We'll have a pool out the front, and just an outdoor gym. It'll have some sort of covering,
yeah.
just with yoga mats and that sort of thing. Because well, for me, when I travel, I always look: is there a gymnasium close by? Or if not that, does the house that I'm renting have somewhere that I can do, just body weight exercise or yoga or something like that? And I know, especially for you crazy Americans, fitness freaks, it's a real thing. And I would love to be on a beach and to be able to continue doing my exercise down there, or as a family do something fun. Maybe there's a rowing machine or something. So that's going to be, one of our things there. But you're right, just the layout of the property. It's also important for my family when I'm there that it feels like a home.
Mhm.
And then we will have, one room dedicated to putting our personal things in, lock that away. Then it becomes the Airbnb for the rest of the year. So yeah, I've got to work all that out. I will mention actually, one of the reasons I decided to go for Airbnb is because I discovered a site, and you're probably familiar with this, called AirDNA.
Oh, let me write that down. I don't think
Yeah,
I, no.
it's amazing. So, I will never go into a business without really researching it and knowing if there's potential for money to be made there. So if you visit AirDNA, it legally scrapes the data from the Airbnb and other websites, similar websites to Airbnb.
Mm,
Airbnb is definitely the one that they look at, and they have a guaranteed 90% plus accuracy. So what they'll tell you is the average income for an area. It will tell you who's renting what, the season that they're renting in, and what the potential is for you to make in that area should you take on an Airbnb. Now,
ah,
for me, that's everything. I'm not going to go into this blind. I'm
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
sink $500,000 or something like that into a property without thinking there is some sort of return. And prior to COVID, because obviously people aren't renting very much at the moment, but I could tell easily 2019 to 2020 it was looking really good. Your return on investment is excellent. Now I'm talking, I don't want to guarantee anything here, but I was looking at around 10% investment on your property. That's phenomenal.
yeah.
Yeah. And you have, and with this as well, you can see the type of property you should be leasing out.
Mhm. Like for example, how many bedrooms someone's looking
Right.
for, what price point someone's looking for,
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
exactly. So right now, there's about 4% of the properties have 4 bedrooms
Yeah.
on Ambergris.
Uh,
And it's there's a real niche there, so that's what we're going for.
excellent.
Minimum 4 bedroom for the larger family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have other worries about how far we are from San Pedro. We're kind of remote up there,
Mhm.
north of Secret Bit. It's a long way, but it does have road access.
Yeah.
Plus, it's, as you say as well, building the path of progress. And, I'm happy to do that. I'm not going to be selling this property for a long time. This is a 20-year plus investment. And maybe when I'm gone, my kids will still own that property
Sure.
and rent it out and use it with their families. So,
No,
yeah.
I'm glad you brought this up because let me tell you, a couple months ago, I had some comments, and one of my clients came to me. He said, "Look, I've been talking to some Airbnb hosts down there, and they
Mm.
say, yeah, business isn't. This is pre-COVID. They
Yeah.
say, yeah, business isn't that good. They're having a hard time finding renters." I said, "No, no, no. Be careful with this, because just because a person has a house doesn't mean they're going to run a good product.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
a home is just a product, and it's all location, how it's designed, your kind of reviews, the kind of service you provide,
That's
right?
right.
So I said, look at the vast differences in Airbnbs, And you're going to see like what you just said. You have a site like that that shows a potential, but on an island like Ambergris, you have more options other than the standard nightly rental rate of Airbnbs. Like I posted a video a couple of days ago about doing 1 month rentals, 2 and 3.
Exactly.
Now for you guys, what would be really interesting, let's say the 3 months you're going to live in Australia, uh, have somebody rent that thing for 3 months. One
Yeah.
renter, they pay a high premium. Maybe they pay 6, 7,000, 8,000 a month. 3 months, boom, one check, done. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Super convenient as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. There are many possibilities. Many possibilities. There's also possibility of starting other businesses down there as well. You know, like you mentioned before, pizza, you know, little pizza business. Maybe when I'm 60, 70, I could see myself doing that.
You know, we need a good British pub on the island. we don't
That's a
we don't have anybody doing bangers and mash or shepherd's pie
Guinness.
or like that.
It's not a bad. Do you know what? I don't think I would do that to Belize. I think that's too tacky.
Oh,
Like
they would love it.
if McDonald's opens up on Ambergris Caye, I'm moving out. It's not what I'm there for.
There's no fast food chains in the country, so I don't think you got to worry about that.
That's right. But you know, it is a gamble. Everything's a gamble. But if you don't go for it, you'll never know. And I don't think the fun part is going to be when it's all built and up and running, and then we get bookings. I think the fun part is right now is dreaming. It's like anything. It's like, you know, when you're a kid and you want a bike for Christmas, you don't realize it, but the best part is before you get the bike. You're so excited, then you get the bike, you ride it a few times. Oh, okay, fine. And that's what I'm sure that's what this is going to be like. Okay, the house is built, you know. Um, and my wife constantly says to me, "Well, we could have bought somewhere, you know, in Europe and maybe got a similar return or even better return, you know, from selling the property." I said, "But that's not exotic, is it? Where's the fun in that?" So she
Exactly.
agrees. It's kind of, you know, it feels extreme, but actually, because you know you've lived there, you go, but it's not. But convincing people that this is something a little crazy,
Yeah.
isn't a little crazy, is difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah,
And we
I mean,
do feel,
it is. And
yeah,
what you just said is important because yeah, I mean, I'm an investor as well. I invest for the financial return, but I always look at an investment. Does it excite me for one? I mean, am I excited about the investment?
yeah,
And is it going to bring me something else besides money? Because
exactly.
money is replaceable. I can
Yeah,
make money 100 different ways.
that's right.
Can I have fun with this making money? Is it going to
Yeah,
add to my joy, my life, my experiences? You
that's
know,
right.
so I think that's what Belize can
Yeah.
give a person. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it, especially being from Europe as well, it just places you that side of the planet that gives you access to so much. I mean, for anybody, a lot of people I speak to here in England, you know, I say, have you been to the States much? They go, yeah, I went to Orlando, went to Disney, went to New York for a weekend. You know, if oh my goodness, if you look at the diversity you have in America, it's incredible. I think just in terms of geology, you know, if you look at the land there, you know, people say, oh, why would you go to Vegas? Actually, it's the drive to Vegas from like Los Angeles to Vegas is just incredible through the desert and everything else. And so just giving us that little access to hop to places, you know, I think it's fantastic, you know, because you're not talking about $1,000 ticket from London to Los Angeles and then up to Colorado or something like that. What you're talking about is $200 trip from Belize to Miami, and then just driving anywhere and everywhere you know. I just think it's fantastic. Sorry if I'm rambling. I haven't had much
No,
sleep,
it's awesome. I love it.
but you know, I love road trips as well, and just being able to, and just think, well, I'm there in Belize, I could just head up through Mexico,
Mhm.
you know, just drive all the way. Um, yeah, it's just, you know, get my motorbike license, just head off.
There you
Oh, I
go.
haven't discussed that with Helen. I'll go and take her a cup of tea and see if she's up for it.
And that'll be your book.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's right. So this is the start of something very, very interesting for us. And I'll keep you updated as well post January of I can show you the plans if you want to put those on videos and things as
Yeah,
well.
I'd love to see the plans if it's
Yeah.
okay. I'd love to see them.
I'm a very open and honest person. I'll tell you all the difficulties we have because I think it's really
Yeah, yeah,
important. It's more important to know the challenges you have rather than everything is going great. So, yeah.
exactly. Exactly. No, I totally understand. So listen, Steph and I are doing this as soon as we can get back. Not sure when that'll be yet, but we're going to be filming this new series called 21 Epic Days in Belize.
Fantastic.
So for you and your wife, and if your kids come on this trip as well, what would be like an epic day on the island? Like, have you thought about what you would do that you would say, wow, this was a day to remember?
Yeah, I mean, I'd really like to get my skipper's license. I'm not a boat person. In fact, I get incredibly seasick really easily. So there's a challenge. So I know the more time you spend on the water, you get better sea legs. I would like to get a small boat, carry 4 to 6 people.
Mhm.
And I would like to venture out and go to an island under our own steam and go that's as simple as that. Go and have a picnic on an island, snorkel, be away from civilization, go and find turtles if we can, squid. I'm a big squid fan. I don't eat calamari anymore, something like that. I would just love that. Nothing glitzy,
Okay. Yeah.
just to be with nature. And part of building this house at Secret Beach is to have a building that is sustainable, that just uses solar energy and everything else. So, not damaging the environment. And I love just being out in the environment, just seeing the world as it was a billion years ago without being touched by human beings. And that's one of the things I really like about where we're building, is there's not much civilization there.
No, and there won't be in our lifetime.
No.
There is so much of that part of Belize that is set aside as national parks, marine reserves, and just Belize isn't going to see the mass development that you have in other islands or like Mexico. The infrastructure is as you know is hard to come by.
Yeah.
The government doesn't have billions of dollars to pour into an area. So where you bought those little islands out there, all up around Deer Key, all that, for the next 20, 30, 50 years, it's just going to be raw natural beauty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stunning. Yeah, and yeah, you think a million years from now, what's it going to be like? So we're very fortunate to be able to experience this, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad, sticking a concrete building actually on Ambergris Caye now, thinking about. But it is what it is.
You're doing it the right way, though.
Yeah, I think
You're
so.
doing it the right way, and it's responsible. You're not overdeveloping the property. You're respecting the environment. You're going to build it to show respect for the water and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy it. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. So,
I'm also looking forward to meeting the people, in Belize. I have heard from everybody that they are the friendliest, nicest, most generous of people. So I'm looking forward to meeting them. Yeah, not expats as well, but actually mainly people, the Belize public. So let's see.
awesome, David. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you willing to be on the channel this morning. So looking forward to seeing you down there in January. And take care. Keep in touch.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Will do. Take care, Dennis. Bye bye.